Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a closer look at something pretty interesting, how AI is really changing the way we learn languages. We've got this piece from Unite.ai, it's from May 2025, and it highlights the top 5 AI-powered language learning apps out there.
Right. And if you're looking for maybe a smarter, more effective way to pick up a new language, this is definitely relevant.
Yeah, our goal today is really just to understand what makes these tools work. What kind of experience do they actually offer?
Exactly. I mean, think about the usual roadblocks in language learning. Maybe
Mm.
finding practice partners or getting feedback that actually helps you improve.
Yeah, that's always tough.
Well, these AI apps are trying to tackle those specific problems. So we're going to dig into what each of these top contenders offers.
All right, let's jump right in then. First on the list from Unite.ai is TalkPal.
TalkPal.
Yeah, it's described as an AI language tutor built around natural conversation and using your voice.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about TalkPal is its core idea, simulating actual dialogues.
Yeah.
Like having a language partner who's there 24/7.
And can give you pointers instantly.
Exactly. That's its main function, creating those interactive scenarios.
And it's not just like a standard script, is it? The article says TalkPal uses a pretty sophisticated AI model. It tailors the whole thing to you.
To your level, how you learn best.
Even your goals with the language. And get this, it works in over 57 languages.
That adaptability is really a big deal. It's not just about making things harder, you get better.
Right.
The AI can apparently spot where you're struggling, maybe a specific grammar point, and then sort of weave in practice for that exact thing.
Yeah.
The textbook just can't do that.
Yeah, totally different. And beyond just chatting, TalkPal seems to have other ways to practice. They mentioned role-playing, different AI characters.
Yeah, role-playing, a debate mode to get you
Yeah.
really speaking, and even a photo mode for vocabulary building, describing pictures, that kind of thing. These different modes, they're designed to keep it engaging, right?
Yeah.
And work on different language skills. Plus, that advanced voice recognition for pronunciation. That's key.
Definitely. Okay, next on the list is Babbel. Now, Babbel, they've been around a while, since 2007, a name people probably recognize.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Babbel's initial reputation was built on its curriculum, created by actual linguists and language experts.
Right.
So that focus, that pedagogical foundation, means the courses have a structure based on how people actually acquire language. And it's often tailored to your native language, too, which helps a lot at the start.
But they're not stuck in the past, are they? The article mentions that back in 2023, Babbel brought in AI-enhanced speech recognition.
For pronunciation feedback.
Yeah, and also these everyday conversations for more, realistic dialogue practice.
And what's interesting there is seeing how established players like Babbel are using AI. They're not throwing out their core strength.
Expert content.
Exactly. They're layering AI on top for that adaptive, interactive element to make the good stuff even better, essentially.
And Babbel still has a pretty wide range of stuff, doesn't it? Short, practical lessons focused on conversation.
Yep. Personalized reviews to make things stick.
And loads of other resources. Dialogues, games, podcasts, articles. Across 14 languages, too, with a big curriculum.
Exactly. It's a well-rounded package. And the AI seems aimed at making it more personal, more impactful.
Okay, let's move on to pronouns. This one sounds, very specific. The article says it really zooms in on pronunciation, fluency, overall speaking skills.
Yeah, pronouns is laser focused on the spoken part.
Yeah.
Helping you get clear pronunciation, natural intonation, the rhythm and pitch of your voice, and grammatical accuracy when you actually speak.
And a key feature they mention is an AI chatbot for conversation practice.
Right.
And it gives immediate feedback, not just on what you said, but how you said it. Pronunciation, grammar, everything. That instant feedback sounds incredibly useful.
Oh, it is. That immediate loop. It's so important for learners. You're not just talking into the void.
Right, hoping you got it right.
You're getting specific pointers right then and there.
And it's not just the chatbot, is it? Pronouns also gives real-time feedback during exercises, lets you focus on specific sounds or sentence patterns.
Targeted practice.
And you can even record your voice for, a deeper analysis. Plus, it tracks your progress.
All those features give you really fine-grained control over your speaking practice. You can tackle your weak spots and actually see the improvement, which is, a huge motivator.
Okay, now for a name I think almost everyone will know, Duolingo.
Ah, yes, the owl.
Launched back in 2012, right? It really shook things up with its personalized approach using AI and machine learning. massive user base.
Absolutely massive. And Duolingo's core AI, they call it bird brain, that's central to the personalization. It basically learns about you as you use the app.
It builds a profile.
Yeah. Tries to predict what you'll struggle with, what you'll find easy, and it adjusts the lessons constantly based on how you're doing. It's all about optimizing that learning path for each person.
And they've added some neat AI features more recently, too. The article mentions explain my answer.
Right, where you can chat with an AI tutor.
To understand why an answer was wrong, not just that it was wrong, and also role play for practicing real-world chats with AI characters.
Yeah, guided scenarios. Those are great examples of AI providing more nuanced support. Explain my answer helps you grasp the concepts.
Instead of just guessing again.
Exactly. And roleplay gives you that safe space to practice speaking without feeling awkward.
And of course, Duolingo is famous for its gamification. Makes it feel less like homework.
Definitely. Points, streaks, leaderboards.
Plus, the main app is free, which is huge for accessibility. And they have other things too, like for kids and English tests.
That combination, accessible, fun, and increasingly smart with its AI personalization, that's really been Duolingo's winning formula.
Okay, last one on the list. LanguaTalk. Sometimes just called Langua. This one's newer, launched in 2023.
Right. A more recent entry.
And this one really seems to double down on immersive conversation practice, with AI characters that are meant to sound very realistic.
Yes, LanguaTalk's big selling point seems to be its advanced voice technology. They've really worked on making the AI voices sound like authentic native speakers with proper accents that really boosts the immersion.
And the article notes their conversations are specifically for language learning, covering relevant topics, travel role plays, debates.
Things you'd actually talk about.
You can even practice vocabulary you've saved in the app.
That focus on practical, learning-oriented conversations is interesting. It's not just random chat. It's structured to help you get fluent in likely situations.
And it has helpful tools, too, like instant corrections and translations if you're stuck.
Yeah, and the option to use your native language for help sometime.
Plus, spaced repetition flashcards, reviewing words at the right intervals, and AI-generated stories for vocabulary.
All those things add up to a supportive learning environment. Especially being able to quickly get a translation or ask in your own language, that can really lower the barrier for beginners.
So, okay, we've looked at these 5 apps, TalkPal, Babbel, Pronouns, Duolingo, LanguaTalk. Looking at the big picture, what are the main advantages of using AI for language learning, according to this Unite.ai article?
Well, the article really hammers home the personalization and adaptive learning aspect, how these apps can really tailor the experience to you.
Your speed, your level, your goals.
Exactly. Then there's the instant feedback, especially on pronunciation and grammar. That can seriously speed things up.
Right. No waiting for a teacher to correct you later.
And the sheer amount of conversation practice you can get with AI chatbots. It builds confidence without the pressure of talking to a real person immediately.
Makes sense.
And then just the flexibility and accessibility, right? Learn whenever, wherever. Plus, the ability often to learn multiple languages and access lessons for all kinds of levels.
It definitely sounds like AI is becoming a really powerful force in language learning, offering personalization, interaction that just, wasn't feasible before on this scale.
Absolutely. And you can see each app takes a slightly different angle, emphasizes different features.
Yeah, different strengths.
But they're all using AI in clever ways to try and make learning more effective and maybe even more enjoyable.
So if you're listening and thinking about learning a language or maybe struggling with traditional methods, it seems like exploring these AI options is definitely worthwhile.
For sure.
Figure out which features and which focus really clicks with your own learning style and what you want to achieve.
That's the key, really. Think about what matters most to you. Is it speaking confidence, perfect pronunciation, a structured course? There's probably an AI app that leans into that.
Well, this has been a really interesting deep dive. It certainly gives us and you listening a lot to think about in the world of AI language learning. Thanks for breaking it all down.
My pleasure. It's a space that's moving incredibly fast. It'll be fascinating to see what comes next.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. How might this increasing sophistication of AI in language learning change things down the line, for traditional classrooms or even just how we communicate globally? Something to mull over. Thanks again for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
Goodbye for now.